Iran also provides them with funds. Not the Palestinian people. Iran directly funds Hamas. So over the years, they have the leadership, and particularly the political leadership, who all basically live outside of Gaza. They in Doha, in Qatar. Some reports, and they're confirmed by the U.S. Treasury. It's not just the Israelis saying this. They're billionaires at this stage of life. And, one of them's got a couple of kids who are on Instagram, right? And they're flying on private jets, and they probably went to the World Cup when it was in Doha. And it's ludicrous because billions of dollars that literally were meant to provide clean water or better schools or whatever. And people just, continue to shake their fists and say it's all Israel's fault.
How is the money allocated, and where does it go, and how does Hamas get their hands on the money? Like, what's the expectations when they're giving this money? And how, I don't understand.
Yeah.
If they know that it's going to Hamas, why are they still sending money?
Well, in part because that's the purpose. So the U.S. funds, say the U.S. says, okay, this year we're giving whatever, $400 million through these various aid organizations. Now, the aid organizations at some point on the ground, right, have to make a difference, right? They have to. So money has to go somewhere. It has to go to middlemen. It has to go to somebody running a business who's then going to provide resources, whatever that is, grain, something, whatever, transportation, trucking to move things around Gaza, whatever it is. And Hamas, it's like a criminal gang, right? It's like an extortion racket almost. They take their cut. They tax the resources that are brought in, right? Most of those things have to move. Most efficient way to move goods and services through Gaza at this point, because of all the work they've done in the tunnels, is the tunnels. So they tax goods moving through the tunnels. They make their money, right? And I don't want to. I'm not equating Hamas necessarily to a mob, but it's kind of what they've been doing. And so now the money that comes from Iran, that's a different. That's
direct to Hamas.
That's direct to Hamas. Again, they take their cut, right? I have it off, but then they spend it because they're beholden to Iran. They spend it on what they're supposed to, which is, more weapons, more gear, paying their fighters, and so, yeah, I keep coming back around to this notion that the Palestinian people have been getting screwed, left and right. There's no doubt about it, right? And civilian casualties are tragic and sad. But we live in a very pragmatic world, hopefully. We're not, you can't rule this thing by feelings and hope and, positivity. Hamas chose a certain path, and they have to be dealt with, right? Because if you stop and allow them to say, okay, well, Hamas is still there. They're still running things. Nothing changes. Doesn't improve the lives of the Palestinians, right? Continues to fuel and fund terror. So, okay, fine. If you feel better about a ceasefire and kicking the can down the road, but you're not. Don't pretend like you're solving something,